Emotional overinvestment is one of the most common mistakes women make when choosing a partner. This happens when emotions cloud judgment, making it difficult to objectively assess a person's true character, intentions, and compatibility. Often this stems from the natural tendency to seek deep emotional connection, which can sometimes override rational decision-making. While emotions are an integral part of relationships, they should not dominate the initial stages of choosing a partner. Emotional clarity and balance are critical to avoid long-term heartbreak and disappointment. One of the key reasons for emotional overinvestment is the tendency to romanticize a relationship too early. When someone shows attention, kindness, or charisma, it's easy to interpret these actions as signs of a deep and lasting connection. However, it's important to recognize that initial chemistry does not always equate to compatibility. Infatuation can cause individuals to overlook warning signs such as inconsistent behavior, disrespect, or lack of accountability. For example, a partner might exhibit charm and affection in the beginning, but fail to demonstrate consistency in their actions or follow through on promises. Emotional overinvestment can blind a woman to these signs, leading her to rationalize or excuse behavior that would otherwise be a red flag. Another factor contributing to emotional overinvestment is a desire to fill emotional voids. Women who have experienced loneliness, past trauma, or a lack of emotional support may be more inclined to invest heavily in a new relationship. This can create an unbalanced dynamic where the partner becomes a source of validation or self-worth. While it is natural to want companionship and emotional connection, relying too heavily on a partner for fulfillment can be detrimental. A healthy relationship requires mutual emotional contribution, and when one partner bears the weight of the other's emotional needs, it often leads to imbalance and resentment. In many cases, emotional overinvestment is also linked to a fear of losing the relationship. Women may feel that if they don't give their all, often at the expense of their own needs and boundaries, they risk pushing the partner away. This fear can result in behaviors such as excessive compromise, tolerating disrespect, or constantly seeking to please the partner, even at a personal cost. For instance, a woman may ignore her intuition about a partner's questionable behavior because she fears confrontation might jeopardize the relationship. Over time, this can erode self-esteem and create an unhealthy power dynamic where the partner takes the woman's emotional efforts for granted. To prevent emotional overinvestment, it's crucial to take the time to truly understand a partner before fully committing emotionally. This requires observing their actions over an extended period, especially in different situations and under varying circumstances. A person's character is often revealed in how they handle challenges, disagreements, or stress. Women who rush into deep emotional involvement before observing these aspects may later discover that the partner lacks qualities such as empathy, reliability, or emotional maturity. Giving time for the relationship to naturally develop allows both partners to reveal their authentic selves and ensures that emotional investment is based on a solid foundation. Establishing clear boundaries is another critical strategy to avoid emotional overinvestment. Boundaries help maintain a sense of self and ensure that personal needs are not sacrificed for the sake of the relationship. Women should feel comfortable expressing their values, expectations, and limits without fear of losing their partner. For example, if a partner consistently fails to prioritize the relationship or exhibits behavior conflicts with a woman's core values, it's important to address these issues rather than ignoring them in the hope that things will improve. Healthy relationships thrive on mutual respect and understanding, which are only possible when both individuals honor each other's boundaries. Building emotional resilience and self-awareness also plays a significant role in maintaining balance in relationships. When women are confident in their own worth and grounded in their identity, they are less likely to seek excessive validation from a partner. This requires taking time for personal growth, pursuing individual interests, and developing a strong support system outside the relationship. Women who invest in their own emotional well-being are better equipped to make thoughtful decisions about whom they allow into their lives. They're also more likely to recognize unhealthy patterns and walk away from relationships that don't serve their best interests. Finally, it's essential to trust actions over words. Many individuals are skilled at saying what they think their partner wants to hear, but their actions may not align with their promises. Emotional overinvestment often occurs when women focus more on a partner's words than their behavior. For example, a partner might frequently express love and commitment, but fail to show consistency, reliability, or effort in building the relationship. By paying attention to actions, women can gain a clearer understanding of a partner's intentions and character, reducing the likelihood of investing emotions in someone who is not genuinely aligned with their values and goals. In summary, emotional overinvestment often leads to an inability to objectively assess a partner's suitability, causing women to overlook red flags or compromise on their own needs. Preventing this requires self-awareness, patience, and a focus on observing actions over time. By maintaining emotional balance and setting healthy boundaries, women can build relationships on a foundation of mutual respect and compatibility rather than fleeting emotions or idealized perceptions. Ignoring core values and vision, a key mistake that many women make when choosing a partner is overlooking core values and long-term vision. While initial attraction or shared interest may create an exciting spark, it is the deeper alignment in values and future goals that ultimately determines the longevity and success of a relationship. Ignoring these fundamental aspects can lead to conflicts, dissatisfaction, and even the breakdown of the relationship over time. Core values are the principles and beliefs that guide an individual's actions and decisions. These can include honesty, loyalty, respect, family orientation, work ethic, spirituality, or views on finances and lifestyle. When these values differ significantly between partners, it can create friction and misunderstandings. For instance, if one person values transparency and open communication while the other avoids difficult conversations or withholds information, this disparity can erode trust and create emotional distance. Similarly, if one partner prioritizes family time, but the other's fundamental difference in vision can create feelings of dissatisfaction and compromise that neither person truly wanted. Another reason women might ignore core values and vision is the hope that things will naturally align over time. There is often a belief that love can conquer all, or that one partner can eventually change to match the other's expectations. While minor adjustments and compromises are part of any healthy relationship, trying to change someone's core beliefs or long-term goals is unrealistic and unfair. This often leads to resentment and unmet expectations. For example, a woman may overlook a partner's lack of interest in marriage or family, thinking that they will change their mind in the future, only to realize later that their values were fundamentally incompatible. To avoid this mistake, it's important to have honest and open conversations about values and vision early in the relationship. This doesn't mean interrogating a potential partner on the first date, but it does mean observing and discussing what they prioritize in their life. Pay attention to how they handle important aspects of their life, such as relationships with family and friends, their work ethic, and their approach to conflict and decision-making. For example, if a partner consistently prioritizes their career over personal relationships, it may indicate a potential mismatch if you value quality time and emotional connection above all else. Women should also be clear about their own values and vision before entering a relationship. Self-awareness is key to identifying what truly matters to you and what you're looking for in a partner. This includes knowing your non-negotiables, things that you cannot compromise on without feeling unfulfilled. For instance, if financial stability and responsible planning are crucial to you, it's important to evaluate whether your partner shares similar views or has habits that align with those values. Being clear about your own needs will help you identify whether a partner is truly compatible with your long-term goals. Additionally, shared values and vision are crucial for navigating challenges as a team. Life inevitably brings its share of difficulties, and having a common foundation allows couples to face these obstacles with unity and mutual support. For instance, a couple that shares the value of resilience and a growth mindset is more likely to work through financial struggles or health issues together rather than blaming one another or growing apart. On the other hand, if a couple lacks alignment in values, even small conflicts can escalate as they may lack a shared perspective or understanding of what's most important. Finally, it's essential to recognize that ignoring mismatched values and vision doesn't just affect the present. It also has long-term consequences. Over time, small compromises can accumulate into larger feelings of dissatisfaction and regret. What may seem like a minor misalignment in the beginning can become a major source of frustration as life evolves and priorities shift. For example, differing views on how to raise children, manage money, or balance personal and professional life can lead to chronic stress and division within the relationship. In summary, overlooking core values and vision when choosing a partner can lead to deep-seated incompatibilities and conflicts. By prioritizing honest communication, self-awareness, and careful observation, women can ensure they choose a partner who shares their principles and aspirations, creating a strong foundation for a lasting and fulfilling relationship.
Settling for a partner out of fear or societal pressure is a common yet significant mistake women make when choosing a life partner. This decision often arises from external expectations or internal anxieties rather than a genuine connection or compatibility with the chosen partner. Unfortunately, settling can lead to dissatisfaction, resentment, and long-term unhappiness as the foundation of the relationship is built on compromise rather than mutual fulfillment. One of the primary reasons women settle is the fear of being alone. Society often perpetuates the notion that a woman's worth is tied to her relationship status, which creates a sense of urgency to find a partner before reaching a certain age. This fear of loneliness can push women into relationships with individuals who may not meet their emotional, intellectual, or spiritual needs. For example, a woman might choose a partner who is available and interested, even if she knows deep down that they lack the qualities she truly values, such as ambition, kindness, or respect. Over time, this decision can lead to feelings of emptiness and regret, as the relationship fails to provide the depth and connection she desires. Societal pressure is another powerful force that drives women to settle. Cultural norms, family expectations, and peer influence can all contribute to the belief that marriage or partnership is a necessary milestone. In some cultures, there is immense pressure for women to marry young or choose a partner based on family approval rather than personal compatibility. This can result in relationships that prioritize pleasing others over personal happiness. For instance, a woman might agree to marry someone her family approves of, despite knowing that their values, lifestyle, or goals do not align with hers. While this decision may bring short-term peace with family or community, it often leads to long-term internal conflict and unhappiness. Fear of missing out, FOMO, is another factor that can cause women to settle. Seeing friends or peers in committed relationships, getting married, or starting families can create a sense of urgency to catch up. This comparison can lead women to feel as though they are falling behind in life if they are not in a relationship themselves. However, rushing into a partnership to keep pace with others often results in choosing someone based on timing rather than compatibility. For example, a woman might enter a relationship simply because she feels it's time to settle down, rather than waiting for a partner who truly aligns with her values and vision. In some cases, women settle due to a lack of confidence or self-esteem. When women doubt their worth or fear that they won't find someone better, they may tolerate behaviors or traits that they wouldn't otherwise accept. This might include staying in a relationship where they are not valued, respected, or treated with kindness. For instance, a woman with low self-esteem might convince herself that she doesn't deserve a partner who communicates openly or supports her goals, leading her to remain in an unfulfilling or even toxic relationship. Additionally, women often settle when they feel a relationship is good enough. This mindset stems from the belief that finding the perfect partner is unrealistic or that it's better to have someone than no one at all. While no relationship is perfect, there is a difference between healthy compromise and settling for less than what you truly need or deserve. For example, a woman might stay with a partner who lacks emotional maturity or ambition because she believes that these traits are minor issues that can be overlooked. However, over time, these mismatches can create resentment and dissatisfaction as they affect the relationship's ability to thrive. To avoid settling, it's important to identify and prioritize your non-negotiables in a relationship. These are the core qualities and values that are essential for your happiness and fulfillment. For example, if trust and open communication are non-negotiables for you, it's crucial to ensure that your partner consistently demonstrates these qualities. Compromising on non-negotiables often leads to frustration and unhappiness, as these elements are fundamental to a healthy and lasting relationship. Developing self-awareness and confidence is also essential in resisting the urge to settle. When women recognize their own worth and value, they are less likely to tolerate relationships that do not meet their needs or align with their values. This requires investing time in personal growth, pursuing passions, and building a strong sense of identity outside of a relationship. Women who feel secure in themselves are better equipped to make decisions based on what they truly want, rather than what society, family, or fear dictates. Taking the time to evaluate a partner's compatibility is another crucial step in avoiding settling. This involves observing their actions, communication style, and how they handle challenges or disagreements. Rushing into a commitment without fully understanding a partner's character can lead to unpleasant surprises later. For example, a woman might discover that her partner lacks the ability to provide emotional support or share responsibility, qualities that are essential for a stable and balanced relationship. Lastly, it's important to challenge societal expectations and redefine success on your own terms. Being single or waiting for the right partner should not be viewed as a failure. Instead, it's an opportunity to build a fulfilling life that aligns with your values and aspirations. Women who embrace this mindset are less likely to succumb to pressure or fear, allowing them to make thoughtful and deliberate choices when it comes to relationships. In summary, settling due to fear or societal pressure often results in relationships that lack depth, connection, and compatibility. By cultivating self-awareness, confidence, and a clear understanding of personal values, women can resist the urge to settle and instead choose a partner who truly enhances their life and aligns with their long-term vision. A common mistake women make when choosing a partner is confusing attraction with compatibility. Attraction is often an immediate and intense emotional or physical connection that can feel thrilling and captivating. It may stem from physical appearance, charm, or a magnetic personality, and while it plays an important role in relationships, it is not the foundation for a long-lasting partnership. Compatibility, on the other hand, is a deeper alignment of values, goals, communication styles, and emotional maturity. When attraction is mistaken for compatibility, it can lead to poor decision-making and unsustainable relationships. Attraction often creates a powerful emotional response that can cloud judgment. When a woman feels drawn to someone on a physical or emotional level, she may prioritize these feelings over more practical considerations. For instance, she might focus on how exciting or romantic the connection feels in the moment rather than assessing whether the partner shares her long-term goals or values. This tunnel vision can lead to overlooking critical red flags such as inconsistency, dishonesty, or emotional unavailability. What begins as infatuation can later reveal itself to be a relationship lacking the substance necessary to endure life's challenges. One of the main reasons attraction is so misleading is that it is often based on superficial factors. Physical appearance, for example, is frequently a key driver of initial attraction. While it's natural to value physical chemistry, and relying too heavily on it can lead to choosing partners who lack the deeper qualities needed for a fulfilling relationship. A man might be good-looking and charismatic but struggle with commitment, lack ambition, or have poor communication skills. Women who prioritize physical attraction without considering compatibility often find themselves frustrated when the excitement of initial chemistry fades and the underlying differences become more apparent. Emotional attraction can also be deceiving when it is mistaken for compatibility. A partner who is highly engaging, confident, or expressive might create a sense of connection that feels like true emotional intimacy. However, true compatibility requires more than surface-level interactions or a shared sense of humor. It involves understanding each other's values, being able to resolve conflicts effectively, and supporting each other's personal growth. For instance, a man might be charming and attentive during the early stages of dating, but may lack the ability to provide consistent emotional support or navigate disagreements in a healthy way. Without compatibility, emotional attraction alone cannot sustain a relationship over time. Another reason attraction is often mistaken for compatibility is the role of shared interests or activities. A couple might bond over a mutual love of music, travel, or fitness, which can create a sense of connection and excitement. While shared hobbies are valuable, they are not a substitute for deeper alignment in values and goals. For example, two people who enjoy traveling together may later discover that they have conflicting views on finances, family, or lifestyle priorities. Compatibility involves more than enjoying the same activities. It requires shared principles and a vision for the future. To avoid confusing attraction with compatibility, it is essential to take the time to evaluate a partner's character and values. Building a lasting relationship requires more than immediate chemistry. It involves understanding how a partner approaches important aspects of life, such as communication, conflict resolution, and personal growth. Observing a partner's behavior in different situations can provide valuable insights into their emotional maturity and compatibility. For example, a man who is kind and respectful during casual conversations but dismissive or defensive during disagreements may not be compatible with someone who values open communication and mutual respect. Another critical step is to look beyond initial impressions and dig deeper into a partner's intentions and priorities. During the early stages of dating, people often put their best foot forward, which can create a polished but incomplete picture of who they are. It's important to ask meaningful questions about their goals, values, and outlook on life. For instance, does the partner prioritize family, career, or personal development? Do their financial habits align with your values? Are they interested in personal growth and building a supportive, healthy relationship? Understanding these deeper aspects helps determine whether attraction is supported by genuine compatibility. Women should also be mindful of the impact of emotional or physical chemistry on their decision-making. It's easy to get swept up in the excitement of a strong connection, but it's crucial to balance these feelings with a rational assessment of the relationship's potential. Taking a step back to reflect on the relationship's dynamics can help identify whether it is truly compatible or simply driven by short-term attraction. For example, while you might feel deeply drawn to someone who makes you laugh and feel special, it's important to ask yourself whether they share your values, communicate effectively, and respect your boundaries. Setting clear relationship standards and boundaries is another way to avoid confusing attraction with compatibility. Women should identify their non-negotiables, qualities they need in a partner for the relationship to thrive. This might include emotional availability, integrity, ambition, or a shared vision for the future. By prioritizing these standards, it becomes easier to assess whether a partner truly meets your needs rather than getting swept away by fleeting chemistry. Overlooking emotional availability and maturity is a critical mistake women often make when choosing a partner. Emotional availability refers to a person's capacity to connect deeply, share feelings, and be present in a relationship, while emotional maturity involves the ability to handle emotions responsibly, communicate effectively, and approach challenges with balance and understanding. Choosing a partner who lacks these qualities can lead to frustration, miscommunication, and unmet emotional needs, ultimately undermining the relationship's foundation. Emotional availability is essential for a healthy relationship, as it allows partners to connect on a deeper level. A man who is emotionally available is open to discussing his thoughts, feelings, and experiences without fear of vulnerability. Unfortunately, some women overlook signs of emotional unavailability, either because they are drawn to other appealing traits such as charm or confidence, or because they believe they can change their partner over time. For instance, a woman might fall for a man who is charismatic but avoids meaningful conversations or deflects when emotions are brought up. Over time, this lack of emotional openness can create a sense of distance, leaving the woman feeling unheard and disconnected. One of the key indicators of emotional unavailability is an avoidance of commitment or intimacy. Emotionally unavailable partners may keep the relationship at a surface level, resisting deeper emotional involvement. They may be hesitant to label the relationship, share their feelings, or engage in discussions about the future. While this behavior might initially be dismissed as a preference for taking things slow, it often reflects a deeper inability to fully engage in a partnership. A woman who ignores these red flags may find herself in a one-sided relationship where her emotional needs are consistently unmet. Another aspect of emotional availability is the ability to offer support during difficult times. A mature partner understands that relationships are not just about shared joy, but also about providing comfort and reassurance when challenges arise. An emotionally unavailable partner, however, may withdraw or become defensive during times of stress, leaving their partner to navigate hardships alone. For example, a woman experiencing a personal crisis might find that her partner avoids discussing the issue or downplays her feelings instead of offering empathy and understanding. This lack of emotional support can erode trust and connection in the relationship. Emotional maturity is equally critical in a partner, as it influences how they handle conflict, communicate, and approach growth within the relationship. Emotionally mature individuals take responsibility for their actions, express their feelings constructively, and seek to resolve disagreements with respect and compromise. In contrast, emotionally immature partners may resort to blame, passive aggressiveness, or avoidance when faced with conflict. For example, an emotionally immature partner might shut down during an argument or refuse to address underlying issues, leaving the relationship stuck in a cycle of unresolved tension. Recognizing emotional availability and maturity requires careful observation and honest communication. Paying attention to how a partner responds to emotions, both their own and others, can reveal valuable insights. Does the partner acknowledge and validate your feelings, or do they dismiss or minimize them? Do they handle their own emotions with self-awareness and balance, or do they become overwhelmed, defensive, or reactive? For example, a partner who listens attentively and offers thoughtful responses during emotional discussions demonstrates a level of availability and maturity that fosters trust and connection. It's also important to consider how a partner approaches growth and self-improvement. Emotionally mature individuals are open to feedback and willing to work on themselves for the sake of the relationship. They recognize that personal growth is an ongoing process and are committed to building a stronger partnership. Conversely, a partner who resists feedback, deflects blame, or refuses to acknowledge their shortcomings may lack the maturity needed to sustain a healthy relationship. To avoid overlooking emotional availability and maturity, women should prioritize these qualities when assessing potential partners. This means setting clear boundaries and standards for emotional engagement and being willing to walk away from relationships that do not meet these criteria. For example, if a partner consistently avoids discussing their feelings or dismisses your emotional needs, it's important to address these issues directly and evaluate whether the relationship can meet your expectations. Ultimately, choosing a partner who is emotionally available and mature creates a foundation of trust, respect, and mutual support. These qualities enable couples to navigate the ups and downs of life together, fostering a deeper connection and a more fulfilling partnership. By prioritizing emotional readiness over surface-level traits or initial chemistry, women can ensure they build relationships that are not only passionate but also enduring and enriching. One of the most significant mistakes women make when choosing a partner is ignoring red flags and excusing toxic behavior. Red flags are warning signs that indicate unhealthy patterns or traits in a partner, such as dishonesty, lack of respect, emotional manipulation, or controlling tendencies. While it's natural to hope for the best in a relationship or believe that someone can change, overlooking these warning signs often leads to emotional pain, conflict, and instability in the long run. Recognizing and addressing red flags early on is crucial for building a healthy and fulfilling partnership. A common reason women ignore red flags is the initial infatuation that comes with a new relationship. During the honeymoon phase, it's easy to focus on a partner's positive qualities while dismissing or minimizing their flaws. For example, a man might exhibit controlling behavior, such as constantly monitoring his partner's activities or questioning her friendships, but disguise it as concern or love. The woman, swept up in the excitement of the relationship, might rationalize his behavior by telling herself that he's just protective. Over time, however, these patterns can escalate, leading to an erosion of trust and autonomy. Another reason women excuse toxic behavior is the belief that they can fix or change their partner. This mindset often stems from compassion and a desire to help, but it places an unfair burden on the woman and creates an unhealthy dynamic in the relationship. For instance, a partner who struggles with anger management might frequently lash out or become verbally abusive, apologizing afterward and promising to change. The woman, hoping to support him, might forgive these outbursts repeatedly, believing that her patience and love will help him improve. Unfortunately, change requires self-awareness and commitment on the part of the individual, and staying in such a relationship often leads to emotional exhaustion and diminished self-esteem. Low self-esteem or fear of being alone can also lead women to overlook red flags. A woman who doubts her worth might tolerate disrespect, neglect, or even abuse because she believes she doesn't deserve better or fears that no one else will love her. For example, she might stay with a partner who frequently dismisses her opinions, belittles her aspirations, or undermines her confidence, convincing herself that's better than being single. Over time, this dynamic can take a serious toll on her mental and emotional well-being, making it even harder to leave the relationship. Toxic behavior often manifests in subtle ways, making it harder to recognize. Gaslighting, for instance, is a form of emotional manipulation where a partner distorts reality to make the other person doubt their perceptions and feelings. A man who engages in gaslighting might dismiss his partner's concerns as overreacting or deny events that clearly happened, leaving her confused and questioning her sanity. Similarly, passive-aggressive behavior such as giving the silent treatment or making backhanded compliments can create a hostile environment without overt conflict. Women who overlook these behaviors may find themselves constantly second-guessing their emotions and walking on eggshells to avoid upsetting their partner. Ignoring red flags often stems from the hope that the relationship will improve over time. Women may convince themselves that their partner's behavior is temporary or circumstantial, especially if the partner shows moments of kindness or remorse. For example, a man who is emotionally distant or unresponsive might occasionally open up, leading the woman to believe that he's capable of change. However, these fleeting moments of connection often mask deeper issues that remain unresolved. Without consistent effort and accountability from the partner, the toxic patterns are likely to persist. Cultural or societal norms can also contribute to tolerating toxic behavior. In some cultures, women are taught to prioritize relationships and family stability over their own happiness or well-being. This can lead to a tendency to endure mistreatment for the sake of preserving the relationship. For instance, a woman might stay with a partner who exhibits controlling or abusive tendencies because she fears judgment from her community or family if she leaves. This external pressure can make it even harder to recognize and act on red flags. Addressing red flags requires self-awareness, clear boundaries, and the courage to prioritize one's own well-being. Recognizing patterns of toxic behavior is the first step. Women should pay attention to how a partner responds to conflict, communicates emotions, and treats others. For example, a partner who consistently blames others for their problems, refuses to take accountability, or displays hostility toward service workers may lack the emotional maturity needed for a healthy relationship. These behaviors, while not always directed at the woman initially, often reveal deeper character traits that can negatively impact the relationship over time. Setting and enforcing boundaries is essential for addressing toxic behavior. Women should clearly communicate their expectations and limits, such as insisting on respectful communication or refusing to tolerate dishonesty. A partner who respects these boundaries and takes steps to address their behavior demonstrates a willingness to grow and change. Conversely, a partner who dismisses or violates boundaries repeatedly is unlikely to foster a healthy and supportive relationship. For example, if a man continues to exhibit controlling tendencies despite being asked to stop, it may be a sign that the relationship is not sustainable.